Hi, ELE families. Thank you for taking the time to be with us this afternoon to learn more about the remote learning plans to start the 2021 school year. I'm going to be sharing some information that will help you prepare for the start of school, give you an overview of the daily learning schedules, talk a little about the remote learning launch weeks, give you a sneak peek at some of the lessons, and also explain the support that will be available for students and families. We are so excited that it's finally back to school week. During this week, students are scheduled to pick up their learning kits and also to meet and greet the teacher at a virtual open house. Parents or caregivers are encouraged to try to join the virtual open house with their child. Even if you're not in the same location, you'll be given a link to join the video conference, and we hope that you'll be able to do so that our teachers have a chance to get to know our families and students a little better before the start of the year. The Learning Kit pickup schedule is available on the ELE webpage, and we ask that when you pick up that Learning Kit, you take out only the device. Resist the urge to take out all of the other things in the box. You will just want to help have your child connect the device to your Wi-Fi, and if you need to, you could use that device for the virtual open house that'll be later that afternoon. You might also want to start thinking about how to set up your child's workspace at home. You don't need anything fancy or involved, but a place that will keep the materials organized and also has a location for charging the device will be helpful. You may also want to start adjusting your child's sleep and wake schedules to prepare for the school day. The Learning Kit pickup and virtual open house schedule is posted here as a review and can also be found on the ELE webpage. During the Learning Kit pickups, families will pull into either of the ELE parking lots and they'll move through a drive-through where staff members will be ready to hand out the learning kits and also to hand out supply packs if they were pre-ordered earlier in the spring. So, what's in the kit? Students will receive a technology device if they did not already have one checked out over the summer from CMS. Students in K through 2 will receive an iPad, and students in 3rd through 5th will receive a Chromebook. You will also receive the charging cord for the device, along with workbooks, printed materials, art supplies, and math manipulatives. You'll also find a copy of your child's grade level daily schedule, along with login information. If you pre-ordered a supply pack in the spring through the PTA, you will also be able to pick up that supply pack at the same drive-through. The daily schedules involve time for synchronous learning and interaction with teachers and classmates, along with time for small groups with the teacher, time for their special area class, which will include a rotation of both live instruction and asynchronous learning. All ELE students will have lunch and some time for recess between 12 and 1 p.m. And in the afternoon, asynchronous work time with live support from the teacher will be available. Families will be able to decide if it's best to have the asynchronous work completed in the afternoon with live support from the teacher, or if they would prefer to work on that later in the evening when parents are home from work. And this is a preview of what our daily schedules look like for each grade. These schedules were also shared with the ConnectEd email that this video was sent with. So you can pull that up and look a little more closely at the grade level schedules that pertain to you. But you can see that the day is broken up into the synchronous learning time, the small group time, the time for specials, and the asynchronous work time. The grade level schedules all look very similar, with the synchronous learning time being concentrated in the morning and the asynchronous time all coming after lunch. This will allow students to be on a consistent schedule where they only need support to log in the first time in the morning. And as long as nothing goes wrong, they should be able to keep the same window open or the same app open and be able to access their learning activities and their meetings for the day. Our teachers will also be working with students to help them get used to following this schedule during our remote learning launch weeks. So, what are the remote learning launch weeks? During the first week of school, we will focus on building relationships in the class between the teacher and the students and their classmates. Students will also be learning to use their technology device and the Canvas learning platform. They will also practice the daily routine, moving in and out of synchronous learning, having the transition to specials each day, learning about how small groups will work, and we will be providing heavy support and communication to families and caregivers during this time as they're helping their children get used to and get logged into remote learning. Then, the second week of our remote learning launch, we will continue to meet daily, building relationships and working on social emotional learning skills. But also, this will be a week when we really start to move toward building student independence. So, we will be pulling back some of the guided instruction and see how well students are able to be independent within the learning platform and joining their class meetings. During this week, we will also be shifting into our full academic content, and this will be an opportunity for us to help troubleshoot and resolve any remaining issues with logging in, technology, or scheduling, and helping families adjust as needed. And our goal is August 27th, which was originally the first day of school. We will all be soaring in remote learning. Now, here's a sneak peek of what your child's learning will look like inside of the Canvas platform. So, in addition to the video conferencing that students will have with their teacher and their classmates each day, there are pre recorded lessons that will go along with the asynchronous work in the afternoons. So, these are highly engaging videos that have been created so that they look like the inside of a classroom. And they have lesson parts that are broken down into smaller chunks so that the lesson will be followed by a little work about the lesson before another video introduces students to a new part of the lesson and an additional chunk of work. And that's very similar to the way that we would move through our literacy and math lessons in school as well. So this is an example of what students might be answering following that short segment of the module lesson. And this is a sample of what this is a fifth grade math lesson. So this is an organized list of what students are going to do during the day. And this part of the lessons online will look different depending on the age and the grade level of a student. This is, again, an example of a fifth grade math question that would be recorded in Canvas. And as the students respond to these questions, either by speaking and having their answers recorded, or by choosing answers or given written responses, teachers will receive that work on the other end so that they can review, give feedback, and make plans for the next day's instruction. Lots of support is being provided for parents to help you learn about Canvas on the student end, as well as the Canvas app that's intended for parents to use. So don't forget that there are sessions being offered by CMS, the CMS Family Orientation, and those are being streamed on Facebook Live. The dates are posted here. And in addition, we've linked the Canvas Parent Guide on the ELE webpage under the announcement section. And that is a written explanation of many of the features of Canvas on the parent app side, and also a video that explains how to pair with your child's classes and how to use the features. We will also be offering that live support for families, and the live support links will be provided on the ELE webpage. That way, if families are having trouble getting logged into Canvas or need help and aren't able to get into the platform, they will be able to reach our staff members who can help through video conference during the school day. At this time, our plan is to offer that live support for the full school day during the first 2 weeks of school and some evenings for families who need help if they're working through the asynchronous work in the evening. And students will have, in addition to that synchronous time with the teacher, live support from their teacher available during the asynchronous work time. So, as you know, details will continue to be shared. And together, CMS, Elizabeth Lane, and our families will work to make sure that our students have an authentic learning experience this year. Thank you for your time, and we look forward to kicking off a new year with you.